All right, welcome. Today I have a few questions to answer. One of them is about what to do with invitations when you are separated. Is it going to jeopardize your chances of restoration with your wife or not? I'm going to answer that question. So yes, let's get to the questions for today. I'm going to read them. The first question says, I'm wondering if I should accept invitations such as dinner with my wife and kids. Is accepting invitation a good chance to show her my changes, or does it just make me seem too needy, too available, and I'll only ever be just a friend? Would there be more value in being scarce, and only connect for business or kids logistics? Let her see what real separation is, and I can just focus on growing and not stress out about trying to impress her. Maybe the absence makes her miss me. Very good question. Very good question. And what I would say to you is that there's going to have to be a mix of both. There's going to have to be a mix of both. But before we get to know why, how do you know when to say yes and when to say no? There has to be a mix of both. If you're always saying yes, it shows that you are not doing anything, or you're canceling other things to be there. If you're always saying no, how is she going to know that you're transformed? So we're going to have to figure out that. And in order to figure that out, we need to find out, what are you doing? What's your goal? So when I read your message there, I'm tempted to wonder that your goal is just to impress her or to get her to see how great of a person you have become. And that is not enough. It's not going to cut it. You're going to get burnt out if you do that. And I say that often. So if you have been watching my videos, you may have heard me say that before. But it is so tempting to do that. So tempting to make changes in order to inspire your wife to come back to you. It sounds so good, but it doesn't last. It cannot work. It's what got you here in the first place. She married you because you impressed her. She married you because you wowed her. You didn't give her the opportunity to see all your mess and still choose you. Now, of course, you had so much mess, and no one maybe would choose that mess. Maybe that's correct as you may have thought. Okay, but good news is that you have figured out now that you are messed up and you have made a lot of mistakes, and you want to fix it. It is important then that in doing that, you come to the realization that you may not have her back, but it's still worth the effort. You may not get her back, but it's still worth the effort. That's what you want to know. Now, knowing that doesn't mean you won't get her back. Actually, it may greatly increase your chances of getting your wife back. Yes, because you will be focused on building your calling, building your life as a man of God, or pursuing God, getting to know God better, and dealing with all the negatives in your life. So it's not only working out those negatives. To work out and to remove those negatives from your life, you also need to pursue the positives. So if you are busy pursuing the positives, you're also busy getting on coaching calls, you're busy getting on things that will help you become a better man, your schedule will be kind of booked. So when your wife then invites you for dinner with the children, sometimes it will work with your schedule, and some other times it won't work with your schedule. And so you will then have the balance that you need to have. So I can tell you, you should completely cut her out and not attend any of her invitations. That will not be right, because how is she going to know the kind of man that you're becoming? But I cannot say also that you should make time to attend all her invitations whenever she invites you for dinner. You cannot do that, because if you are indeed working hard to become a man after God's heart, you'll be busy. You'll be working on different projects. You'll be connecting with people who you can just cancel dates or appointments with. So I encourage you to continue to pursue God's call on your life, so that you get so busy working on this stuff. And when you're busy working on this stuff, most of your evenings will be booked. Once in a while, you can cancel something that is less important to attend a dinner or so. However, I will suggest to you, in the first couple of months, don't cancel. Just let her know that I'm so sorry, that time doesn't work well for me because I have another prayer engagement. Don't lie about it, though. Don't lie about it. Instead of pretending and acting out to try to make things difficult, I would encourage you to pursue your passion so well, so much, and pursue your growth. Get into the programs that you need to get into, such that when she invites you out, you're able to say, you know what, I really have something else that I plan for, and I look forward to hanging out. Can we plan it in advance? Of course, and if there's a plan in advance, say 1 month, 2 weeks, 3 weeks ahead, then you can accept those ones because there's a plan ahead and they're making time for that. And that works well. So you focus on your stuff. So this is what I call wise contact, not no contact. No contact is disastrous. Doesn't work. It works when you are dating. When you are married and the marriage is broken, no contact doesn't work. You need to have smart, wise contact. Now let's go to the next question. Question number 2. This one is quite long, and as for a wife that has written that, it says, I'm trying to stay positive and focus on myself better, but I keep hearing from God certain things about how he's going to do the impossible for my marriage. So the heart still wants the marriage. My heart breaks for not having any real connection with my husband. At one point we did when I moved back in June after living for about 7 months because I needed to. He didn't want me coming back at all and told me flat out he wasn't going to change his ways in talking to other women and going out with his buddies late at night or his gym schedule. We were going to church together again up until a little over a month. Now we don't even travel in the same car together anywhere, nor do we go to the same church again. He's going to another church where they aren't holding him accountable. It's almost like it's acting like a child. I still live with him, but there's been no affection for some time, and I force every now and then some type of affection, but he doesn't want it from me and tells me repeatedly that it won't fix us. We are done. There's nothing that will fix our relationship. I'm still standing in prayer, actually more than before. I'm not pushing him like I have been, but I miss him so much. I'm working on myself and trying to take care of our boys the best way I can. It's hard. He barely helps with anything. I do everything. I truly feel like God's speaking to me, but I'm almost not certain. But I keep getting visions of stories in the Bible randomly, and it will be after I was praying about something regarding the marriage. Could it be God's way of showing me he's about to do the impossible? God gave me the vision of Moses crossing the Red Sea with the Israelites and then Pharaoh and Egypt getting engulfed by the sea. Does anyone know? Oh, do you know what God is telling me? All right. I'm going to explain and answer that question, and I hope it helps you. So usually when a person is getting what they want, it's very difficult to change them. All right. So if a person is treating you negatively, badly, and they still get everything they want from you, it's very difficult to change their behavior. For behavior to change, there has to be a desire for something better than where one is. You are watching this video and taking the time to watch it because you want something. You want something that is more than the other things that would take your time from watching this video. You could be sleeping, you could be watching another video, but you're watching this right now because there's something you want and you believe you can get by watching this video. So your behavior changed from watching whatever you were watching before or skipping this and watching another one to watching this. So the same in the bigger picture. So for this woman, I'm going to speak to you right now. For your husband to treat you the way you want him to treat you, he has to stop getting the things that he gets, the good feeling that he gets by treating you the way he does right now. So he treats you in a mean way, and he gets away with it. He feels somehow it is okay to do that. So you left for 7 months. I don't know why you had to come back. Maybe financially you couldn't manage without him. Or maybe you felt that God was telling you to come back. But I think if it was just God telling you to come back, you would have said that. So I'm assuming, and I'm just assuming that logistically, financially, maybe where you were staying was not conducive, whatever. So logistically or financially, it was not sustainable for you to be away from him. And so you had to come back to the house. Now that you have had to come back into the house, that reinforces his behavior, because it tells him that you are helpless, you are desperate. His behavior is not bad enough for you to leave him for good. That's the message that you have sent to him. It's not what you intend to, but it's what you have done. Now, I'm not blaming you, because if you don't have the finances and the resources to take care of yourself, you are forced to come back. That's why it's always good to have a coach when we're dealing with these kind of things. Going away without a plan, it's worse than when you have a better plan. If you don't have the resources, then the first step is not to go away. The first step is to get those resources in place. You may still need to walk away. In fact, it's always very important to eventually decide to walk away from that stress so that you can think properly, and your husband can also see that there is a danger of losing that relationship. Now, let's get to what should this woman do. Now, you have been kind of enabling him because he does all the things that he does, and you had to come back because you cannot go. So, what can you do? I would suggest in the next couple of months, figure out how you can be financially free to live by yourself without him. First, that's the first thing. Second thing is, if you know you cannot because you have devoted your life, you have left your career, a lot of women do that, to take care of the children, then the money that he's making is for both of you, and you may have to trigger that for a divorce, yes, so that you can access some of the finances that are legally yours, because while you were taking care of the children, while you had to sacrifice your career, whatever funds that he was bringing in so that he can really have time to do that is for both of you. So you need to think about triggering that. Then, while you're working on your finances, you keep working on yourself. Now, pursuing him and trying to get him to show you affection is negative, is counterproductive, because you are now in the desperate mode, and nobody is attracted to people who are desperate. Why? Because when a person is desperate, it is obvious that they are not pursuing your own interest. They're pursuing their own interest. When you enter into the space where you're able to think that his behavior is not good for him, you are about to change your marriage. This is how marriages change. Because on earth, there are not many people who love you for you. They love you for themselves. And the moment you're not able to present what they want, they're out. And this is why I know that the love workout method does wonders, because we train you to stop focusing on loving you and surrender that part of you that needs love to God and trust that he will take care of it. And he does. And you now focus on the person whom you made a covenant with God that you're going to love them. And you focus on that covenant and you stand with it. Now, remember, the covenant is to love. You can love a person without being in the same house with them, or being in a business with them, or in marriage with them. You can. You can say, you know what? If I stay in this, it's destructive to me, destructive to my children. It should be irresponsible of me, and it should be as if I'm approving a bad behavior. I must step out. That is love. It's painful. It's going to cost you, but it's worth the effort. It's worth the investment. So I will say to you, trust God. If God is showing you visions of restoration, then trust Him and take action on yourself to build yourself up, to grow in your faith. We're done for today. I declare God's blessings on you. Thank you for sticking with me till this point. All right. May the Lord bless you and keep you. And until tomorrow or when next you join again, continue to love like Jesus and make mega impact. Bye for now.